Hey guys, Mike Galbraith. I'm a family and sports medicine physician, and I have the pleasure and honor of being joined by this guy.
Brian Boehme, physiotherapist here at Elite Sports Medicine, and I would say it's my pleasure.
Well, thank you. Best physiotherapist west of the Mississippi, too.
I don't know where Mississippi is, but I'll take that.
Today's a special day because I think it's rivalry day. Yeah, so we represent local high school rivals since basically we've been cut off in the COVID pandemic.
It's true.
From all organized athletics.
So we figured we'd just kind of start the rivalry all over again.
Let's bring it back. Let's stir the pot. And what a better way than maybe reviewing rotator cuff exercises with bands.
I can't think of a better way.
Yeah. So we've done a few other exercises for shoulder strengthening, some of the band work. So these ones are going to just be some simple internal, external rotation ones. Brian, the famous physiotherapist, will walk us through.
Okay, so Mike's going to be my guinea pig. We have this as the example Theraband that you can purchase. Most physio clinics have it pretty cheap. Ours is $5, but you could probably get it at most stores, most retail stores, to be honest with you. It's pretty easy stuff to get. So we already have it set up here.
Tie it around like something sturdy, railing. You can put it through a door sometimes, right?
Your dog, something that's sturdy.
Yes.
Anyway, something that's going to stay in position. Whatever that is, that's totally fine. But when you're doing it like this, you'll notice that Mike, position of his arm, right next to his body. That's important to note, just because it'll give him the best amount of stability. And when we're doing a simple exercise like this, and this is one of the more basic ones, we want it to be a good range of motion that he's doing right now, but pain-free. Difference between, say, like muscles working hard and aching, that's okay, as opposed to, hey, that just hurts my shoulder every time I do a certain motion or a certain range, it catches or it hurts. So that's where we might have to modify it, but that looks really good. He can go through a full range. He's standing fairly comfortable, going across his body. That's internal rotation.
I feel great.
Now for him to go to, say, an external rotation, he'll just switch hands in this case, so it's quick. But once again, arm beside his body. He's standing nice and tall, and then he's just going to extend out.
And I definitely find, with these external rotations, you're working a different rotator cuff muscle.
Very much so.
A little more difficult than internal rotation, right?
Yeah, and that's typical.
But I'm pretty strong, so it doesn't even faze me.
Well, that's true. If you're wearing a different shirt, you'd feel even stronger. But that's very common. A lot of patients will say, I feel quite a bit weaker going out. Yeah. And that's common. That's just the different muscles that you're using. It's very common to see that feeling not as strong as, say, internal rotation. So not a surprise.
So move on to the next one here.
Next one. So now he's going to go into a position where his shoulder is actually abducted. So it's a little bit harder, more of an advanced one depending on the patient. But as he raises it up, then he's also going to go into an internal rotation again. On this one, it's common to see patients cheat on this one. That's why I say it's a little bit more advanced. It's away from his body, but also at the same time, when he does this, what you'll commonly see patients doing is trying to pull it in. We don't want that. We just want to see that rotate down. Rotate down, just like that. So you'll keep that arm here as stable as possible. Then you're really just purely using mainly those rotator cuff muscles.
And I know I have a tendency, when I do this, I tend to drop my elbow, and sometimes I tend to kind of come even across my body. So it really...
Or patients will even shrug their shoulders in if it's weak. Just a common way that you'll see patients cheat as well. So that's internal rotation in an abducted horizontal position. So now he's going to go into external rotation. So he'll start down and come up to that position. Once again, this one's going to be harder. So you'll notice him struggling a little bit weaker at this point. Once again, it's probably because it's the green color.
It's the green that's making me weak.
It's probably that's what it is. It's just too strong for you. But if it is too weak-ish, or if it's too hard, then he'll just tell him to take a step closer. Because I'd rather see good form and not have him cheat, not have him raise his shoulder up, not have him pull back with his whole arm. Just want to see him rotate that straight back and really get those rotator cuff muscles kicking. And that looks really good, though.
I got to focus on my posture doing that.
I think you're going to have to work on that.
Yeah. Well, and that was great. So great, simple rotator cuff exercise. The internal rotation, the external rotation down at the sides, plus out to the side.
Which is a little more advanced. So,
And I did neglect to mention we have Bernie with us, and great to have Bernie with us today, and he's inspired us. So good luck, strengthen your shoulders, good luck, and stay healthy, and go Comets.
Have a good day, Rams, forever.